On today's Momentum Monday, we will highlight the power of momentum because sometimes we need a reminder, and today is your reminder. Stay tuned. Yay, 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 and welcome to another Supercharged with Emily Momentum Monday. People, today it's all about the power of momentum and highlighting, putting the spotlight on why momentum is so important and why you need to pay attention to how it has an impact, a direct impact on what you do with your business and your life and like everything. Okay, we cannot underestimate what momentum means. And a few months ago, I had my brother Andrew on here, who is an electrical engineer and is all about momentum and velocity and all those things. And he shared his perspective on what momentum means. And I invite you to go back and check out that episode. But today, I want to kind of put it within the context of going into the holiday season, transitioning into a new year, and what does it look like to maintain momentum, sustain it during this time when we kind of tend to lull and time to kind of lag. And this is not the time to fall off. This is not the time. This is not the time. It's not. But before we jump into how we want to talk about momentum today, let me remind you that this is a very special month because we are celebrating the 1 year anniversary of the Supercharged Club. It's so exciting. And I have to tell you, a year ago, this week, I was like, do I launch this thing? Am I going to start it? And I said, yes, it's now or never. And it has been a true delight of an experience. So many things to learn, quite a journey, but you have to jump in. And that speaks to our momentum story. So stay tuned for that. But before we go on into all of that, again, make sure you take the time to do what you know we always do, which is subscribe. You got to remember to subscribe, like, comment, share, all those things. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's at Supercharge Coach. Yes, at Supercharge Coach on YouTube, and at Emily the Entrepreneur on Instagram, at the Supercharged Club on Instagram. And where else should you guys be following me? Like everywhere. Like everywhere, okay? And if you're on the podcast, well, write a review, say hi, do something. Just do something and participate. Okay. All right, we're going to stop there for a moment and jump into our topic today. You ready? Are you ready? Let me hear you. Tell me if you're ready for this. Okay. So I assume you are. So let's just talk about it. We're going to just have a little chat today. Not a big old presentation, because I want us to this is the time to reflect. This is the time to just let some things sink in. We're always in this mode of, workshop, training, learning this and that, and everybody coming at you with all their babble. And I'm no exception. But today I'm coming to you with just some things for thought provocation, to provoke your thoughts, to get you thinking about what does momentum mean to you? Not what I think it should mean to you, but what do you think it should mean to you? So I want you to imagine this scenario. You know the feeling of feeling like you're not getting anywhere, like you're not going anywhere. Do you know that feeling of stagnation? What do you think causes that? What do you think encourages that or perpetuates that or enables it to happen? Tell me in the comments, what enables stagnation? Well, one idea that comes to mind that enables that is a lack of movement, a lack of activity, or the idea that whatever I do is not enough, or this isn't going to make a difference. I think that's something I hear a lot, and especially from new entrepreneurs or people who are new to starting their business or just kind of launching out. It is very easy to get caught up in the mindset of this isn't getting anywhere. So you might be doing something for a while and you wonder, what will it take to take off? What will it take for something to happen, to gain momentum? But what is often overlooked is that momentum stage of what it takes to gain some velocity so that momentum starts to occur happens without a lot of people seeing it or feeling it. And it's because of that you think nothing is happening or nothing is moving. But I'm here to encourage you and remind you, but by the mere virtue of showing up, making an attempt, and putting one foot in front of the other, you will and are gaining momentum. And you may say, well, it's so slow. I mean, gosh, who cares how slow or how fast? What matters is that you gain momentum at a pace that you personally can manage. I need something. You have to be able to manage that pace. Not me, not somebody else, not someone there or someone there, but you. What is the momentum that's comfortable for you? So I have to give a big up to Anna Sabino. I'm a part of one of her programs. She does a great job of encouraging people to grow their Instagram and so forth, and really kind of increase their visibility in a strategic way. And she mentioned in one of her programs the idea of momentum over the holidays. It's important to maintain that momentum. Don't lose your momentum during the holiday season. And as a business owner, with your offers and with your projects or whatever you're working on to launch into the new year. And it got me thinking about my Momentum Monday that I come on here every Monday, and it's all about this momentum, getting you into the week and launching you forward. But now it's at this pivotal time of year, depending on where you're listening to this. Right now it's the, almost penultimate Monday of the year in 2023. And so we're transitioning from just a little bit before the Christmas holidays, and then right about getting into New Year's, and then launching into the first quarter with all our plans and goals and things that we'd like to do. And so if you lose momentum now, it gets harder to kind of regain that in the new year right away. Like, you're going to have to start to build momentum again. And I always like the idea of hitting the ground running in the new year. Like, you don't start the new year figuring out the new year. You start the new year implementing what you said you were going to do, your goals, what you're focusing on, your priorities, your plan of action. Starts implementation day one, not day, 323. It's starting early. So now that we're in December, we still have a little time. We're coming into a so-called slower season where people are more in a festive holiday spirit mode. This is the perfect time to hunker down into some kind of thing that you need to really want to hit the ground with in January. So what have I been hunkering down with? Well, I've been working on preparing for the upcoming workshops, which I've been telling you guys about. The goal setting and visualization workshop, which I'll share a little bit more about before we leave here today, because I'm like, this is the time to do it. I've been working behind the scenes on the website, on the infrastructure, working on all kinds of different things that this little moment in time allows me to do before all the other projects of the year begin. And so this is a really special, ultra special time of the year for me in terms of momentum. So what does it mean to you? And so for me, it means like doing a lot more. It means going faster, going harder, if you will, or kind of really cramming in some things, because for what I need to do, all of this needs to happen before January 1st. So I'm making the effort and I'm making the mental space to do this. whatever trainings I need to do, workshops I need to attend, coaching sessions, you name it. I'm doing it in these 2 weeks because for me, that allows me to maintain my momentum and then build out what my goals are to fulfill my goals. So you might say, Emma, well, do you have a chance to rest? Do you ever take a break? I actually do. I rest throughout the year. So it's not like I need some big old break at the end of the year to feel like I'm rested. I try as best I can to kind of space it out throughout the year and do take some days off here or there, whatever that means in my world. We can talk about that a whole other day. But for today, what that means is that it gives me a chance. The tranquility of this time of year allows me to focus very specifically on things I need to focus on. Let me put it that way. And that allows me to relax, because if I don't do that, I will feel very tense, like I didn't do what I was supposed to do. So that's just how I work. Different people work differently and so on, but that's how I work. But the key is whatever it takes for you to maintain momentum for yourself is what you should consider doing. And one of the best ways to do that is to plan in advance, to plan what you would like your year to look like. You may not have all the details, all the answers, all the ins and outs all figured out, but just have a sense, like an outline of where you would like it to go. So that is why I decided that it's really important to share with you and ask you a question. And here's the question I want to ask you. I will ask you after you do this for me. I need you to do this. Hold on. I need you to do this. Subscribe, okay? All right, don't forget. All right, like, share, comment, you know the drill. And questions, etc., whatever. Now, let's talk about, let me ask you a question here. How would you like to feel in the new year? Like, how would you like to feel? Do you want to feel focused, centered, organized, ready, calm, at peace, without a whole bunch of anxiety and stress and whatever else comes with all of that? How do you want to feel? So that's my first question to you. How do you want to feel as we launch into the new year? How do you want to feel? Take a pause. Ask yourself that question. All right. Drop in the comments below. Let me know. How do you want to feel? And would it be wonderful? Would it be like, can you see yourself being more productive? Can you see yourself being more successful, having more momentum, achieving your goals when you feel calm, centered, organized, and all those things? Or even know what your goals are going to be? Like, would you feel better about things in general, life in general, if you had clear goals and a clear path of action? Well, I don't know about you. You have to let me know. But I know for me, personally, it helps a lot to have a sense of what my key goals are and be able to see what they look like. So that's what encouraged me to offer this opportunity to do just that, which I'm offering on January 2nd and January 3rd of 2024. This is how we can hit the ground running, by actually setting some goals together and by taking the journey of what it takes to realize those goals. So not only do we visualize them, but we go beyond the mere step of visualization to the step of realization. As a matter of fact, maybe I should have called this goals, visualization, realization. It just kind of gets a bit long. But that's really what the whole intent of this is, to spark your imagination, spark your thought process, to let you see what's possible, to let you see the opportunities that lie ahead of you if you would only embrace them, if you'd only be willing to set a goal that sometimes you may not feel all that comfortable with, just because you don't know how you're going to achieve it, how you're going to do it, and when it's going to happen, and how it's going to happen. So because of all those variables and unknowns, you may decide, why bother to even set such a goal, because I have no idea how to even get there. And many times, I know I have been guilty of this. I'm sure many of you at some point or another have experienced this as well, where you may undershoot because you don't think you're going to achieve, or you don't think you're going to reach it. So you don't bother doing it because you don't want to set up yourself for disappointment or set yourself up for feeling like a certain disappointment. So you say, well, why bother disappoint myself if I'm not going to do it? So don't even bother putting myself through that. But what you're doing, in essence, is denying yourself the opportunity to achieve more than you probably thought was possible. So why limit yourself? And I'm going to wrap this up today by just sharing with you a story that some of you may have heard, but if you have not, let me remind you of this story, because it is one that speaks to momentum. It speaks to what we are talking about today, the idea of building momentum. So it's the story of the flea who is known to jump really, really high. So if you have a dog or a pet or a cat, you're familiar with fleas. I am sure of it. And so fleas by nature are high jumpers. They jump to, I don't know how many feet it is in the air, but really, really high. You can go look it up on Google and you can get the height to which they jump. And the story is that a flea can jump as high as it will, but if you put it into put a jar over the flea, or a glass ceiling over the flea, it will jump only so high. When you remove that glass ceiling, it will only jump as high as the limit that was placed on it. Even though it has the capacity to jump 100 times higher, it will only jump so high because that's what it has been trained to think it can do. My question to you is, do we have that flea mentality? That when some lid is put on us, even though we have the ability to jump higher, we limit ourselves to the height of the glass ceiling because that's what we've been conditioned to think? Have we been conditioned to think that way with our goals? Have we been conditioned to think that way with momentum? That it's not worth bothering because you don't see yourself getting anywhere? That is a very flea mentality. We want to break through that. We want to challenge ourselves to exceed our own expectations, and by so doing, surprise yourself and everybody else around you. Can I get an amen on that? Yes, Lord. Yes. Let us have a witness for that. Because I'm going to try it. Are you? Who is going to join me in that? Challenging yourself to set goals higher than you think you can reach. So that's why I invite you to come and join me in this special program workshop that I'm doing January 2nd and 3rd. It's all about testing the limits and pushing yourself to another limit. I'll have the sign up link. You guys can join me if you want to join and be a part of this opportunity. Okay, so with that being said, I want you to think about that, the power of momentum. So that's the goals and visualizations workshop coming up. Okay. All right. Now, here is my supercharged thought for you for today. It is from a verse of scripture which tells us that I am well able. I am well able. I have everything that it takes and more. Let me just say that for those in the back. I have everything that it takes and more. To do what? To succeed, to set and achieve my goals, to be the best version of moi. I mean, I am well able. I am well able to overcome negative thinking. I am well able to make bold proclamations over myself and over my life as I enter a new season, as I enter a new year, as I enter a new month, whatever it is, or the next day. Okay, it doesn't have to be some grand old milestone time frame. It can be just tomorrow or just even right now. And say this to yourself: I am well able. I am well able. Just say it. Say it a few times. See if it sticks. Whatever. Try it out. Let me know what you think. I am well able. You are well able. Yes, you are. Okay, that's what I want to share with you. I think that's it. Do I have any more screens for you today? Oh, yeah, don't forget to pick up your free gift, your Prioritize Your Priorities free gift worksheets. You will be glad you did, and you will not want to miss that. Just go to emilymccue.com/free gift and pick it up. And remember, you are indeed well able. And I'm going to see you next time on Supercharged with Emily, Momentum Monday. And remember, let's stay supercharged. See you next time, and bye bye. Thanks for watching. Yay, 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 yay. Woo!